Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining me again on another episode of Cultivating Clarity. We have a lot of new friends, so I just want to reintroduce myself briefly. My name is Amy Deitemeyer, and I'm a former direct sales leader turned clarity coach. And I have a lot of people ask me, what's a clarity coach? And I just like to describe it as a more specified life coach. I help you get through emotions and decisions that you're stuck in. I help you get rid of bad habits. I help you know where to start if you're overwhelmed with a project or a career. And I've worked with thousands of women over my 18 years in my business and really, really love the coaching part of it and breathing belief into people. And I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. So, what I do on this channel is I just touch on different topics that I hear from my clients or that I've heard over the years, and just hopefully help you to feel seen and heard and loved unconditionally. So, I'm also the queen of TMI. So, if you ever have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. Okay. We're going to talk today about saying I'm sorry and how we do that unnecessarily a lot. And if this isn't you, that's okay. Good for you. Great. We're super happy that you don't struggle with that. However, the majority of women do struggle with saying we're sorry in unnecessary circumstances. Now, I just want to let you know, I am all about apologizing when you need to apologize. I am definitely the first person to take the blame. That's how I was raised. I have talked before about my root of most things is insecurity, and that's something I'm working on. So I was raised to always apologize for my feelings and my actions and my just like even how I made other people feel. And so I am all for apologizing when we need to apologize. But when we apologize for things that are out of our control or things that we don't need to apologize for, that diminishes our self-confidence. When we apologize for things that we are wrong about, that is a huge strength and definitely something that I think probably everyone could work on. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about those unnecessary I'm sorries. Women do tend to apologize more than men. And it's not because we mess up more, but we see the threshold of what is offensive as lower than a man does. So we see things as being more offensive than typically a man does. So things that you are apologizing for might show up all over your life. They could show up in your friendships, in your work, in someone you pass by at the grocery store. Okay. So this just came to my mind because my friend and I talk frequently, and we're always apologizing, and we're working on catching ourselves doing that. So I'm sorry that I'm bothering you with this blah, blah, blah. And she would respond, you don't have to be sorry. That's what I'm here for. Right. And so then we started catching ourselves thinking, oh yeah, if you can't talk to your friend about something, then who are you supposed to talk to? So we both realized in that it was okay, that we didn't need to apologize. And then we became more aware of how much we were apologizing. And then just a couple weeks ago, okay, this happened. And I thought, I need to talk about this on my channel. A sweet friend I'm not going to call her out. She has an occupation where we can go to her to receive her service, or she can come to us. And I texted her and said, "Hey, would you rather us come to you or do you want to come to us? What's easier for you?" And she said, "I would prefer if you come to me." Normally, she does come to us. She said, "I would prefer if you come to me this time because this and this. I'm so sorry." I said, "That's totally fine. That's why I asked you, which would you prefer?" And then she proceeded to explain why she had chosen that. And we're good friends. So she was kind of letting me in, on the backstory, which was fine. But then again, she apologized. So within 15 minutes, she apologized twice. And it was nothing that she needed to apologize for. It was out of her control. And it was not a big deal to me. So why did she feel the need to apologize? Okay. So I've got 3 tips for you on how we can get better at this. Okay. Number 1, practice self-awareness. So just start noticing when you apologize unnecessarily. Good for you if you're apologizing necessarily. You can log it down somewhere. You can send yourself a text message. You can keep track of that however you want. For me, it was enough to just think, "Oh, I did that again." I walked in front of someone in the grocery store and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I like ducked down and when a simple excuse me would suffice, right? We don't have to apologize for every little thing. But that was me being insecure. So just noticing when you're apologizing unnecessarily is where you start. And then start noticing what triggers that. Okay. Number 2, we're going to work on changing our vocabulary. So I wrote down some examples for you. So instead of saying, "Sorry for making you wait," say, "Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting on me." Instead of, "I'm so sorry for complaining. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry, could you send me that report? The one that you said you were going to send and you didn't send yet." Instead, you say, "Could you please send me that report?" Instead of, "Sorry, I won't be able to make it," you can say, "Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it." Instead of, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" You can say, "Excuse me, could you repeat that?" And you can hear in my tone that I'm not being disrespectful or rude. I'm just changing because those things don't need apologies with them. And number 3 is to be confident and intentional. So when you're speaking to someone, it's okay to be more direct. That was really, really hard for me. But again, it doesn't have to be rude and disrespectful when it's direct. It can come off that way if you're not careful, but just because you're direct does not mean that you're being rude. And something that I found that was really that I was catching in my emails even, I was being apologetic and I would use the word "just" a lot. And that "just" diminishes what I'm trying to do, my time, my goal. Just wanted to see if you had that report ready, or just wanted to fill you in. Hopefully, this isn't inconvenient for you. Taking out that "just" is where I started seeing a lot of my "I'm sorry" show up. So it wasn't a direct "I'm sorry," but the "just" was also that confidence killer. So practicing self-awareness, catching yourself, figuring out what triggers that, changing your vocabulary, and then being more confident and intentional with love in your communication. I love you. I want the best for you. I hope that this was helpful. Feel free to ask me anytime. If you have questions, if you want to hear a specific topic talked about, and maybe it's just something that you're struggling with right now. If you'd love to coach with me because you're thinking, oh, I really need some more boundaries around this I'm sorry thing, you can set up a free discovery session. It's 30 minutes and we just get to know each other, talk about your concern, and then we'll decide if working together is the right fit. Thank you so much again for joining, and I hope to see you next week.